Hello everyone, this is Selkek, also known as Paulalia, and welcome back to SCAP Space Agency. If you recall, last time we went and visited Minmus with a little probe, but now we have a active contract to gather science from the space around Minmus. It's really just a little tiny boost of science and a little advance on money. Really, the big things we have left to do are to start visiting other planets. But I want to do a manned mission to Minmus before we start exploring the universe. So, with that in mind, if we load up... Where is it? The Munlander, Mark 1. If we load this up, let me zoom out. This was an okay design. It got us as far as the Mun, but it's not going to be enough to do what I want to do for Minmus. So I'm going to do a little bit of redesign work, and we're going to see what happens. My goal is to do a sort of Apollo-style thing where we send down a lander and we leave something up in orbit, and then we rendezvous back with it in orbit, and then we all come home. That would be the goal. Whether or not I can accomplish that, I have no idea. So we will find out. I'm going to throw together something very similar to this in terms of our liftoff stage. It might end up being a little bigger. We'll see. I'll probably just time-lapse it so you guys can watch me build. Okay, guys. I think this is the design I'm gonna go for. It seats 3 Kerbals, and then we will transfer one into the lander can and send him down just to plant a flag, take a soil sample, etc. I briefly considered taking a mobile processing lab. Is that what it's called? Yeah, the mobile processing lab. But I've decided I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna save that for a more like permanent space station-y type mission. This is just a go collect some science and come back type of affair. So I think this is the design I'm going to be going with. You can see I was kind of nervous about re-entry. I want to try and re-enter both these sections together, if possible. So I'm going to. I just packed on as many parachutes as I could. So let's save that. It's time now we pick our crew. To go in the command pod. Everyone's gonna be riding in the larger command pod, and the lander can is gonna remain empty and powered down. So we're gonna send let's send Milzer, Dewdrod, and you know, no, hold on. The first one is always the pilot. So let's put Jeb in the pilot seat and then send Dewdrod and Milzer Kerman along with them, and Dewdrod can be the one that actually goes down and does the science, while Milzer and Jeb can stay up in the orbiter. All right, I think this is gonna work. You may have noticed that I actually went over to the Mun lander, and I grabbed the bottom stage off of it and made it a sub-assembly called the Heavy Lifter Mark 1. Just because I think this is going to be my best design for now, until I get some other parts and things. So we're going to just try that for now. We'll see how things go. If we take a look inside, here we are. We got Jeb here in the pilot's seat. I forget how you change who you're seeing as, but here's Dewdrod's view. Well, I guess Jeb isn't technically in the pilot seat since he's down there. And here's Milzer's view, sitting in this seat. He can see the Space Center out there. Oh, and you actually... Oh, I see. Okay. Well, the ones... we're not really going to be using those controls much, but we'll have Jeb looking at them just in case. Alright, we're going to throttle up to basically maximum. Engage our SAS, and we're gonna hope that this works. So here we go. Yep, okay, it does lift off. That is good. This lander combo design is a bit bigger than previous designs, so there's a couple extra fuel tanks here underneath our Minmus orbiter. They're pretty large. They're larger than I would usually use if I was doing a straight lander design, but I figure because of the hybridization of this, it's gonna be necessary. So as per usual, I will bring you guys back in once I achieve a stable orbit, or it'll cut back in if something really bad's gonna happen. Okay, guys. Whew. I'm now in a 70-200 orbit, which is it's a thing. So let's see here. We need to go about doing our ascension change, so that we get everything there all nice and lined up properly. Alright, that's pretty good, I feel. We won't necessarily worry about having a completely circular orbit. We got just a bit of fuel left in this larger tank, so we will take it to use on this adjustment burn. This stage is probably going to be left in a Kerbal orbit, probably a strange Kerbal orbit. And we're finally around to the light side. Excellent. I believe we're going to be burning northward. Yep, alright, there's my blue dot. Alright, let's get a bit closer. It says it's only going to take 17 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give us just a little bit of time ahead of that. I'm going to start burning around 20 seconds. Because if need be, I can slow down our burn towards the end. And let's cut down our thrust. There we go. That's pretty good, I feel. Alright, so we put min-miss so that it's... we didn't really plan out our trip so well. We are going to get a nice encounter though. Yeah, that's not a bad encounter. Not a bad encounter at all. Alright, so it's a minute 12-second burn, according to our computer system. We definitely do not have a minute 12 seconds left of fuel. So let's come around here about the 2-minute mark, because we got to figure out where exactly we are burning from. I believe it's... nope. It's gonna be on the other side. We're using up quite a bit of electricity doing this. That is okay though, because we will get it back firing up our engines. Alright. A minute 12-second burn. Let's go ahead and start. Because this engine will give out during this burn, I feel. I would be very surprised if this fuel lasts the entire burn. Yep, here we come. Our changeover point. We're going to be losing a lot of weight, but we're also going to be switching to a smaller engine, so our thrust will be down. Yep, it's now our estimate is 40 seconds, but we should still be able to make it. So we're extending out that orbit, hoping for a rendezvous with the Minmus. Even if we're just a couple of seconds off, it could drastically alter our encounter. For some reason, we're being able to see Vol, Tylo, Lathe, Gilly, and Ike all out there in the distance. Okay, so remember that this fuel also has to bring us home. Boosh! Look at that. That's a nice encounter. We're barely going to be entering its sphere of influence. You can see that our purple orbit here is exactly the same as the blue orbit. So if you take a look at this giant fuel tank, we've used just a tiny bit of it because we're going to be saving a lot of it for our return trip. So let me zip on over. There we go. Alright, we've made it to Minmus, sort of. We just now need to zip ourselves down into a nice orbit. So basically we have to slow down. We're going 236 meters per second. And we need to slow down so much so that we wind up in a super duper small orbit. Which basically means coming to a basic standstill in this case. I don't really need that anymore. I can do this by sight. Basically, I'm going to slow us down so that we're barely moving. Which will cause us to, of course, fall towards the planet. And I want to get this down to a pretty low number. And then when we get over to it, I do wish to circularize because it will make going back up much easier. So I just need to point myself in the other direction and begin time warping. It's going to take us 2 days to fall back around. And you can see we've picked up some speed as we've come around. I'll just shrink this in. So we're at what, 79-ish? So if we can get this down close to 79-ish. So we are at 77.91. That's pretty circular. So there we go. That is our roughly circular orbit around Minmus. So we're here, guys. We're here.